Welcome back to All-Stars 2019 and the MasterCard VIP Lounge. I'm standing by with Nikki Taylor. First question, Nikki Taylor, your first time here to All-Stars in Vegas. How are you enjoying it so far on day 2?
It's a lot of fun. I got to play in tandem mode with Sneaky. That was cool. I've been eating lots of food in Vegas. So.
Food is fantastic in Vegas. Let's talk about that tandem mode because I think from a spectator's point of view, it's always one of the most fun to watch. But I recognize that it must be entirely chaotic and crazy to play. And when you got 20 players on stage, there's barely even space to move. But how did you feel you handled that alongside one of our LCS pros?
Well, I think it went great. I didn't expect it. I was really nervous about it. And then once we got on stage, I was like, oh, that's right. We have to coordinate with like 2 other players for our support. So, but it went really well. Right,
that's true. At ADC position, I didn't even think about that. It's not just the 2 of you coordinating; it's another 2. Did you come up with a system like you and Sneaky together? Was there like a he's gonna let you know when he intends for you to cast a spell, or were you gonna drive more so? Like, what was there any set form of communication?
He definitely guided me a lot, but you know, there's a lot of me just doing my own thing. But we definitely had to coordinate ults and flashes because you know, Misfortune's ult's the channel, so we accidentally canceled it like 3 or 4 times.
Fair enough, fair enough. You know, while we were standing here on stage, it was announcing the Top Golf after party. Have you been working on your golf swing? Because I'm excited to see what kind of performance gets put up by a whole bunch of esports people golfing and drinking at the end of the weekend.
Yikes.
All right, enough said, enough said. 2020, let's talk 2020 for Nikki Taylor. What's going on?
As of now, just a whole lot of streaming.
A lot of streaming. We like to stream. I like to watch that stream. 1v1s are coming up next. We're down to the quarterfinals, 8 people remaining. Have you been watching much of the 1v1s? And if so, do you think Caps might be able to actually defend his title this year, back-to-back?
Sure.
Sure. There you go, Caps. You got it. Sure. That's as much confidence as I've ever seen. With that, we're going to toss it over to the casters to get into the 1v1 quarterfinals. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you very much, Dash. Nikki, I gotta say you know better than to give one-word answers. I know you know better than that. So the last two answers were, yeah. Oh, sorry, it was streaming and sure. So I think Dash kind of monologued.
Said lots of streaming.
Oh, really? I only heard the word streaming. All right, I missed out. I'm sorry. It was a one-sentence
Dash do a good job, though. Sure.
I'll give that one a snort. You know, I'm not even sure a word is deserved in that one. Welcome back. The 1v1 tournament is happening, of course. I am Freak. That is Azael. I almost said I am Azael because that name was first in the order in the prompter, and I confused myself. My brain's not too good. We're diving into the quarterfinal bracket. Let's take a look at the matchups for the top 8 competitors. We kick things off with TheShy versus Mikyx. Does G2 stay alive? Every LEC player has won so far, but TheShy is a tournament favorite. Yankos versus Levi shortly afterwards. Whippo versus Fofo, and Caps versus Uzi. Before we lock in the semis.
EU has competitors in every single one of the quarters. They are looking really, really strong here. TheShy going to be a tough one to beat, though. He has been dominant. This guy is known for his 1v1 style laning. I do think one of the edges, though, that Mickey has is the G2 guys have been prepping. Yankos was saying, you know, that Mickey and Caps were getting pretty sweaty for this. They were working hard. They were grinding. We saw the Shyvana come out for him, or excuse me, the Skarner come out for him. So, you know, these sorts of strategies can get you a really big edge. If you just have a metagame edge, maybe you surprise your opponent, you just knock down Shy.
Yeah, because think about it, right? They keep bringing out new stuff. You ban the old stuff, that's fine. Skarner's the 3rd pick. I'm ready for the 2nd pick now, and you keep on moving up. TheShy's just got the mechanics, and also he plays so many champions.
Yeah.
Right? Running around the Draven
But
top.
it's blind pick. It's not as though he gets to counter pick Mickey.
I know, and that's important, right? But at least it means that he's got the breadth where you can't just, you know, make the call like, I know what he's gonna play here. So that's exciting. That's gonna be fun to watch for, and it's just gonna be exciting. We're still best of ones. I think the BO3 start tomorrow once we get into the top 4. For now, it's still one and done.
Yeah, I mean, we know TheShy can play all kinds of stuff. He played Draven already. He played Fiora. So he does have a very large pool of champions to pull from. Mickey, I am expecting to bring out something tricky here, trying to surprise his opponent.
Yeah.
You know, see if they've workshopped any other picks. Maybe go back to the Skarner if that's not banned out, because that did seem pretty clever. Both the fact that almost the entire map is on the Spire, and also that you can capture the Spire from the bush. You don't actually have to expose yourself, and Skarner in an enclosed space, especially if you're fighting on that Spire, is so damn strong.
High stats.
You know, the Bruiser with the Conqueror, Snowball to help stack it up really quick. That can be pretty powerful.
And I think this is one of the matchups where if you did have a pocket pick, you bring it out now. This is a time, this is the first, I would say, I realized he played Corta J in the beginning of this thing. This is the first really hard match for Mikyx.
I mean, CoreJJ played Zyra.
And got clapped.
It was looking doomed from the beginning. I think that pick just didn't work out. TheShy is someone that I was targeting as one of the favorites to win the whole tournament.
Exactly.
Right? This is a guy that everyone will tell you is so damn good at laning, which is kind of what the 1v1 is. Yes, it's different. You have to pretend there's junglers and all that, but he's such a good individual mechanical player that,
you better have a matchup
pull out
lead.
all the stops.
You must have a matchup lead or TheShy will beat you. I'm pretty sure it's just every League of Legends player has that kind of over their head. The other thing to point out is, we talked about it a bit, LEC has won every time they can. If LEC wins all their matches, it's just a full Europe top four, which means they already know your matchups. They already know your champions. There's nothing left to hide. TheShy is the last unknown opponent.
That's true. Well, I don't know if they've all been practicing against each other.
Is
Bwippo in on the G2 scrim blocks? You know, Jankos was kind of flaming his teammates. Maybe he's made a dark alliance with the the Fnatic player to take down his teammates. Because I feel like Jankos would prefer to beat his teammates, rather than help them practice. He seems like, he wants to prove that he could take down Caps.
All right, I see that. That's going to be exciting. I'm glad the players are smiling, laughing back and forth. It's always enjoyable. I know sometimes it's hard to learn enough of the other players' language to get the conversations in, but usually you can get the point across. It's always really enjoyable.
I feel like if I'm Mickey, the strat here is to try to convince TheShy to play a Pike Mirror or something.
Oh,
you know? If you're just like, what the fans would really love if we just played this matchup that I play all the time.
I mean, we saw the Tom Kench just a little bit ago, and that wouldn't go so well against him. But
yeah, that was unlucky.
You can call it unlucky. I would call it maybe not the best pick overall. But I'm kind of curious what else is out there. Again, with the fact that we've seen TheShy play Draven means the other marksman picks are probably on the table as well. We've seen Trist be a really big meta favorite overall, and we are finally into the game.
Ooh,
and we get a Poly
Shyvana coming out here. This should be really, really interesting. I have heard some whispers about this potential strategy. We did get to see, I think it was an EU team bring out this at Rift Rivals. It was actually Shyvana, and it was the Spear of Shojin Shyvana that was played in the side lane. I want to say Wonder played it. I could be trolling, but I want to say Wonder played that.
Well, he was, don't worry.
In the Rift Rivals event. This was something that was kind of, rumored to be a cool special. Could be full AP, could also just, make a fool out of me and be having this Kindle Gem to go towards the Spirit Visage, but that's what I'm going to guess is it's one of these kind of AP strategies. Because AP Shyvana can do actually a tremendous amount of damage with the E-spam, and when you ult and then you have that Spear of Shojin proc, you can actually spam out the E's if you have access to the wave to reset. Your Q counts as 2 autos, and can be pretty cool.
TheShy right now getting early poke, landing some Qs, landing the E as well, all those stacking up Conqueror, dealing some decent damage, and it's Mickey having to play defensively for a while. That doesn't last too terribly long. Obviously, TheShy is not hard pushing, trying to deny some farm. That melee gets E'd, but it means also some AoE damage comes across, and it slows the wave down. So this one might get lost, depending. Yeah, that one's not going to get picked up there. So Mickey's going to lose some CS, and it's 37 gold per melee. It's certainly meaningful.
Yeah, also worth mentioning that is Barrier Flash versus the Barrier Ignite. So one fewer combat spell there kind of for Mickey. The flashes haven't usually been working out. I tend to think that generally when they've been taken, they have lost. We saw, I think it was No Man's tried against Uzi. He lost there. We saw Pabu did come out and say he accidentally took it, but he did lose his matchup against Bwippo, against those combat summoners. So we'll see if Mickey can kind of be the first one to get the edge with this. But TheShy, is going to be rushing towards Gunblade. He didn't actually feel like he had to pit stop for any sort of Doran's items. I think that's the correct read when you're going against Shyvana here, who needs 6 to really have any sort of threat, especially if you are expecting kind of the APE spam style of build. Or maybe you should call it Bruiser. I mean, if you're going Shojin, it's not AP.
Yeah,
but
it's like Shojin in an Amp Tome, and that's the last item you can buy.
Or, I mean, it could even be a defensive item with that, like a cowl or something, but...
I mean, there's also builds, like, for what it's worth, these are components of a
Spear Visage or...
Well, I was going to say Black
else.
Cleaver.
Yeah.
Right? Those are specifically components of Black Cleaver.
I think Black Cleaver and Shyvana would be mega troll.
It's super troll. Like, I don't think he's building it. I'm just saying what we're shown is those pieces. If Phage comes out, I'm just face-palming.
Either way... He knew he wasn't going to be threatened, so just rushes towards that. You don't need the Doran's items. You can just go straight towards that Gunblade, look for the early completion. That is what TheShy will do. And this is something you have talked about a fair bit throughout the tournament, is just kind of mapping out what is the most powerful set of items you can have with the amount of gold you will end up with. And I do tend to think that generally skipping the Doran's items will give you a more powerful end game, in quotes, style of build.
In a lot of cases. Dorans themselves, yes, they are more than 100% gold efficient. They are good items. However, if you need to finish Gunblade and you definitely want to have an Elixir on top, those are way, way better both. And if you do double Dorans, upgraded boots, you barely finish Gunblade and there's no space for your Elixir, right?
Yeah.
And that's actually, you've got to be able to plan around that, so I do like the non-Doran starts. Or if your key item is Cleaver, right, it's a cheaper item, sure, you can get away with the Doran start because you know it's going to have space.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, again, it's not that Doran starts are bad by any means. It's just that, at the end, completed items are more efficient than the Doran's items, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't need the early game power, don't feel that you can bully or be bullied without them, then I think it's great to just kind of build the components that are going to turn into something else, as both these players have done, right?
Yep.
It's the same reason we're seeing the Kindle Gem start from Mikyx instead of going, double Dorans and these types of things to try to have a little bit more early game power, where he knows really it doesn't matter. He's just trying to survive. He thinks he can do that without going for that route.
Yeah, he'll be within, 10-ish CS. It's fine. The fact that, again, he recalled and didn't buy means he's saving for BF sword money, which means we're really confident it's going to be Shojin Rush with a long sword kind of chilling for now. And then we'll see what goes on top, because it's going to be about 1,000 gold to spend, and then that'll be the finished build.
Yeah, I think you could go towards MR. That's probably the most
Yeah, you could Hex Drinker
you
here.
could get out of it if you're just trying to not get one shot by a Kali. But TheShy actually getting a lot of turret damage down. That's a couple plates out. And
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
remember, he doesn't have flash, so he couldn't actually look for the flash ultimate. So Mikyx will be able to slink away, but more turret damage getting down.
A lot of turret damage. And TheShy can read for this, right? He can go for plate number 4, maybe take the recall afterwards, and then legitimately threaten winning the game on turret damage.
Yeah, especially when plates fall, the turret becomes much less durable.
Yeah, it'll be back to 0 armor.
Exactly. Stacking resistance is like gone at that point. So if you get it really low, there is the potential to just basically suicide all in for it. I mean, we saw Caps just ignoring his opponent in a matchup and going straight for it. And it is the completed Shojin, so Mikyx does have this. And this is where the build must turn on or he's just going to lose, because his turret is already so damn low.
Yeah.
But the way this works really is just about you ult, and you're trying to look for E spam and constantly using your autos and Q, which counts as 2 autos, to reset the E, so you can just go like Flame Breath, Flame Breath, Flame Breath, and hopefully have them really, really low. Because he is going E max. You can see it's 5 points E.
All right, so the big thing here is you have to fight him before he's on the turret, for the most part, because TheShy can actually int for the turret once, and it's okay. So here's the ulti coming across. Big damage. TheShy's so far ahead, though. He's going to kill him outright with rank 2 of the ultimate. Gets that one over the flash. You saw he tried to dodge ult with flash, and now TheShy has 15 seconds, 10 seconds.
You can just kill the turret right here, I think. I think it's just over.
He's going to certainly try to. It does have some armor, but this might just be enough damage.
It's
the
so
kill.
long before he gets back.
That's
this is
GG.
just done.
That's GG. He respawns. Not going to matter. TheShy, the second player to win via the turret. Yes! And the recall swag. 10 out of 10. TheShy into the top 4.
Yeah, TheShy is just too damn good. I respect the pick from Mikyx, because I think you have to go for something a bit unexpected when you're up against TheShy. I mean, it's a support versus what most people point to as just the best laning player, Perhaps in the world of any role, the best laning player. I have heard pros make that argument, and I think it's a fair one to take.
But double it, though.
No, there you go. That's true. But TheShy really playing this out well. He got Mikyx so damn low before Mikyx could even get into the ulted form. You can see the idea, again, looking to reset those E's. The barrier comes out. He gets a second one here, but just barely not enough. And if he started that at full, I mean, he got TheShy to like 10% health, and he didn't even have access to the minion wave for the entire duration of the ultimate, where that's what he was really hoping to get, right? E, reset it, E, reset, and all of a sudden, you're surprised by that damage, and then maybe flash on him and you kill him, right?
Yeah.
And these types of things. But unfortunately for him, TheShy took a great trade prior to him getting into ult, and as a result, Mikyx comes up just short, but it was close.
And it was another case where flash could have been the difference, but wasn't. He tried to predictively flash R2 from Akali. You have to predictive flash. Humans cannot react in time to a melee range Akali dash. You will never dodge it on reflex. So he tried to guess when it was. It wasn't the right timer. R2 landed. That was the kill immediately. But if that was an ignite, maybe it's enough damage in time, right? At the start of the all-in, the 180 health difference, plus all the healing he's not getting through Gunblade because of Grievous wounds, maybe that fight is different, and it's yet again if it was a different summoner, maybe it's a different game.
Yeah, it's really true. You know, TheShy was incredibly low, so Ignite might have actually just straight up killed him because this is also fairly high level into the game, right? So Ignite does
Level
scale
one
as
Ignite.
you're getting further in. But we are on into the next one.